First inning, 2 strikeouts and a weak fly ball. Shift is on as Colby Rasmus leads off the second for Houston, and he lifts the high pitch way back in right field and well back into the seats for a home run. Colby Rasmus, the first pitch he sees from Tanaka, gives the Astros a 1-0 lead.
The first 3 hitters for the Astros patiently wait for a pitch they could hit. Rasmus does not wait at all. He gets a pitch that's low and in. This is a spot that Tanaka likes to hit, but it's a beautiful spot for this lefty hitter who knows as soon as he makes contact, you see the spin, it just stays straight. It doesn't have any of that.
In his first at bat. There goes Rasmus. Perez throws to second too late. Colby Rasmus stole only 2 bases during the regular season, but a potentially big 2-out stolen base here in the third.
One thing about Chris Young being so tall, I know over his career he's had a hard time holding base runners because he has a long arm action. I know we talked about
as well and try to rush some cutters in on left-handers.
He'll go to work on Colby Rasmus, Evan Gattis, and Luis Valbuena. And Colby Rasmus jumps him on the first pitch and hits it out. Colby Rasmus' second postseason home run in not even 2 complete games this year. Houston back in front by 3, 5-2 Astros.
That's the case right there of a hitter coming in, knowing a guy's coming into the game out of the bullpen. He wants to get ahead early. Colby jumping on him, getting one up in the air, kind of like the home run he hit in New York. Very similar. Didn't go quite as far as the one in New York did, but that's just a guy being ready, a guy that's been around.
On and 2 away. Undeterred from the strikeout. Yesterday, Houston winning despite striking out 14 times. Rasmus jumps on the first pitch as he's been doing all postseason long. Lines it over Rios. Here's Springer being waved around. He'll score without a play at the plate, and once again, the Astros have taken a first inning lead.
At some point, they're going to stop throwing Colby Rasmus first pitch strikes. He's done all his damage on the first pitch in the wild card game against Tanaka last night, and then again today. I mean, that's a changeup down in the zone, but at some point you're going to bounce when you're going to throw him a curveball in the dirt. Colby Rasmus is going up there ready to swing, and he's not missing the ball, especially the first pitch.
Colby Rasmus is red hot right now. 8 home runs in his last 14 games. 2 homers and a double in not even 3 complete postseason games this year for him. And once again, Ned Yost finds himself and a ball and 2 strikes to Rasmus now.
Start there and not go to it when you need it.
Yeah.
If you start there, maybe you can go into another, even a higher gear. Start at 93, maybe get to 95. Instead, he started at 91, and then when he gets in trouble, he tries to amp it up to 93.
Rasmus with a swing and a drive. That one well hit out to right center. Kane back at the track, at the wall, and Colby Rasmus has done it again.
There's been no changes that I have seen so far in the last inning and a half. There hasn't been a quadrant up change where you change the eye level of the hitter. It's been on the attack with his fastball flat over the plate, even though the velocity's picked up his location. And he's got to be able to trust that changeup and slider.
Colby Rasmus is absolutely unconscious right now.
Well, fastball that's supposed to be away, and you see, had to reach up over the middle of the plate, and his gear swing right now is in the best gear. Anything up, he's been able to drive. And there we saw the first pitch to Gattis, a little cutter / slider, and he was able to ground out.
4-1 game we're watching. Rasmus with a high drive into right. That actually hits the roof. That's a fair ball in play. I cannot believe it. I cannot sit here and look at you and say that I can believe what I just saw. We had Charlie Relaford up here from Major League Baseball, the longtime umpire. who came up here and was kind enough to tell us about the ground rules at Minute Maid Park, and he was going through the roof saying if it hits here, if it hits there, and we're like, Charlie, come on, it's not going to hit the roof. And he said it's hit the roof before. This is not Tampa Bay with the catwalks. I mean, that's outer space up there.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the likelihood of it is very small, and of course the likelihood of it hitting it and you tracking it at the same time to be able to make the play is very small. And when it's going good for Colby Rasmus, it is going good. This ball had to be hit at its peak, as high as you can hit it to stay in the ballpark, and then hit one of those beams. It's we may never see it again.
I cannot believe we saw it today. The ground rule reads as such: if a ball hits the roof and it bounds into foul territory from there, it's a foul ball. It's play.
The pitcher, no doubt. Perez probably talking to him a little bit on that previous pitch.
Evan Gattis waiting on deck with 2 away here, last of the first. And Rasmus has a base hit. He beats the shift. Boy, the Royals had him played almost perfectly. Ben Zobrist was out there in that softball beer league rover position and was almost in exactly the right spot.
Unfortunately, this was 3 breaking balls in a row, so he got to time it a little bit more, AJ, and he just, luckily the ball stayed in the ballpark and he beat the shift, as you mentioned, Matt.
One thing about Rasmus playing against him, you have to bounce the breaking ball to him. He will swing at it, but you want to bounce it right on top of the plate. He'll hit the breaking ball in the zone, but if you can get it, hold them where they're at, and for Correa to hit the 2-run homer, those are the runs when you're behind in the series would just crush all your hopes.
Rasmus follows up, and that one is gone. Gattis with a bouncer up the middle. That'll get through.
Unfortunately, the changeup has not been where he would like. This pitch, see how it leaks back over the plate. You know it as a pitcher. It doesn't feel good. And then I talked about Colby Rasmus, the same thing, down and in. This kid right here, Rasmus, you got to stay away from that. Look at the swing plane and look at where he loves to launch the ball. Just stayed inside the foul pole.
Both changeups from Madsen. The only question on Rasmus was it going to stay fair, and you saw it hit the foul pole, the fair pole, the foul pole, whatever you want to call it, to give him a home run and make this crowd go insane.
The Astros with their first ever back-to-back